Hey, Warpugs. So today we're going to be checking out some Kerbal Space Program. I have this game. I used to play this game. I suck at this game. I've landed on the moon. I splashed down again. I have a bad habit with games. The second I start getting good at them, I stop playing them. The second I start getting close to a goal, I stop playing them. I'm an idiot. I swear I do this all the time. But guys, fortunately for me, fortunately for you, fortunately for everyone, other people actually play games to completion. And here we have Fleekazoid. Is apparently Martin Pseudopants, Maxor, Fiber Morgan Freeman is in here. Guys, it's time. It's time for the man to teach us about how to go to space. Kinda. Let's get into it, Warpugs. All Fleekazoid's links are going to be in the description down below. Please go check him out. Let's go.
Kerbals.
Yes.
Why did Kerbal ever dare to reach for the stars? Was it for glory?
Yeah.
Was it for science? No. It was to get that Kerbal. Fiber Morgan Freeman out.
Kerbal Space Program is a pain and failure simulator that showed me just how stupid I really am.
Yeah.
To put it simply, this game is all about building spaceship, flipping spaceship, and crashing spaceship. Yet
True.
still, somehow Kerbal Space Program has managed to make failing a simple task for hours on end fun.
Yeah.
It's one of the few games that I've played for this many hours, and at the end of it, still felt like I have no fucking clue how to play it. So just in case I'm not being absolutely clear, viewer discretion is advised, because I do not, will not, and cannot play this game correctly.
There we
However,
go.
from this point onward, any shortcomings or lack of intelligence on my part will be vehemently refuted and blamed solely on the game. Let's get started by talking about...
That is how you do it. Just say the game is broken. That's how you get this thing done. So, without any further ado, let's watch him throw a whole bunch of rockets onto a pod. Yeah, let's go.
About my science last code of conduct. First off, I did not watch any tips videos and looked up the absolute minimum amount of things possible in order to maintain that authentically masochistic experience.
Sweet.
Secondly, I do not let Kerbals die. I probably should have, but I don't. Especially not Jebediah, Bob, or Bill. I mean, I've probably got 60 hours just in saving the Kerbals alone, but instead of time, let me tell you a quick story to prove my dedication. At around the 120th hour, I had stranded just about every Kerbal I had on the moon because I wanted to reduce my carbon footprint by making every mission a one-way trip. However, I ran into a bit of a moral dilemma. I mean, the ice is cool, and I like the penguins, but I'm all out of human sacrifice. I mean, Kerbals. So for 20 hours across 2 real days, staying up to ungodly hours, I was in a constant loop of building, tweaking, flying, and failing to bring our boys home. Eventually having to cave into buying the DLC so that I can get those goated based S-tier engines, only to then discover that all of them are in the final goddamn tier that I couldn't unlock because I was too broke. Yet still, in much due time, I prevailed, finally landing on the moon at around 3 a.m., but only now, after 21 hours of losing my sanity, I discovered that I had put the single most durable piece of equipment over the hatches of every mobile processing science unit on the moon, entombing and trapping almost every Kerbal there. And if you try to break off the wheel, you're just gonna blow up the whole goddamn ship. Trust me, I tried, but our savior mission was pointless.
39 buried.
I guess this is it. Look at the stars, Shib. Look at the stars. My third principle is that I drive my ships off of feel. You won't catch me using the nav ball. I don't even believe that shit exists. I built this big, beautiful ship, and all I need is a map and my God-given senses. Sure, does this make orbiting about 70% guesswork and increase the time to get a good orbit by about an hour? I mean, yeah. But the point is...
0 found.
Let's talk about building ships, planes, and hellish abominations. Starting with ships. In the beginning of the game, you just want to make sure that they can go up. Then the big question is, how do I get them to come down without violently exploding?
This is a good question. One that is for the ages, Warpugs.
Solution was finding ways to shoot the rocket even higher. Enter the invention of the cock rocket, given this name due to its striking resemblance with a giant
Johnson. Yes, sir.
The cockets, for short, were not the biggest nor the most impressive, but at the end of the day, it's not the size, it's how you use it. And my usage is impeccable. I can't find a clever way to explain the remainder of the ships I've built, as they are unexplainable blobs of mismanaged funds. I mean, some of these ships single-handedly raising Kerbin's climate in just one launch. But luckily for Kerbin, their flight is cut short 25% of the time because it starts flipping its shit before it can even make it to leaving the atmosphere. Now let's talk about building planes. Planes are even more of a pain in the dick than spaceships because you have to align center of mass with thrusting direction with the lift thingy, which took me about 10 hours of plane building to figure out, by the way. Meaning that the first time I was trying to build a plane that could actually go up into the air and float around, I did it all off of looks and feel. Trial and error and error and error. It's error. Then another half hour of crashing and flipping that, and I had finally created what's technically known as a semi-functional plane, which I proceeded to fly for a real hour across the ocean just to complete one mission. Listen, my favorite thing to build, though, is neither plane nor spaceship, but ungodly creations straight from the depths of hell. Allow me to walk you through a few of my favorites. First, there's the AC-130 Kerbal smuggling car. This bad boy can fit 100 Kerbals and can fly exactly 0 miles. The Lean Copter, another classic. People don't know the amount of impressive engineering that goes into making a helicopter this advanced. The Lean Truck.
That feeling you get when your best buddy puts his hand on your thigh.
The Simp Car, powered alone by the desperate hope that their queen will one day look their way. And of course, the Executioner. Sometimes the Kerbals get out of line, you get it. Sometimes they struggle to follow my very clear rules. For example, this Kerbal said that Morbius actually, get this, was actually a bad movie.
This is so stupid.
And that it didn't get 200% on Rotten Tomato, a direct violation of Rule 35. Any last words, you filth?
It's Morbin time.
Seeing you in hell. It's the origin of a new Marvel legend. You're gonna run. Morbius, get it now on digital.
Now let's talk about the flying of these demonic vessels. You know, scratch that. Never mind. I wrote a whole lot about flying, but listen, you really shouldn't take any of my advice about flying. I wouldn't even poison your mind with my strategies on flying, although I guess I have a little bit. But now, landing. I'm the best there is at that shit. To start, landing a spaceship is a matter of bringing it to a complete balance. Not moving in one direction or the other, but mastering the art of stillness until you can gently land and accomplish whatever dumbass mission you're there to do. In contrast, landing planes is finger-licking fucky-wucky. Not only must you find a decent flat land to land at, which it's bold to assume that I even have fuel when I go to land, but you also have to slow down your plane to the exact right speed and manage your altitude just right. Then you need to suspend into the landing at just the right angle so that you don't faceplant into the goddamn dirt. Don't even get me started on the trees. The goddamn trees are fake holograms employed by the government to trick us into thinking that oxygen is real and that we don't just live in a big simulation. Let me ask you this, you ever seen a baby tree? Oh my, your goddamn mind. Sometimes when flying your plane, you might just run out of fuel over the ocean. Hey, buddy, it happens all the time, especially when you never plan for a round trip. In this situation, you have two great options to keep your pilot and, or, depending on your inclination, the passengers alive. Option one, you can jump all/some life on board out of the plane and parachute or jetpack them safely into the water. Just, if you're using a jetpack, make sure you lose a proper amount of speed, or else you'll vaporize your pilot in one of the most lethal cannonballs of all time.
That sucks.
Two, you realize you have no fuel and you're already hurling towards the water. What do? You crash that bitch, but you crash it in just a way that breaks only the peripheral compartments other than the cockpit and the passenger cabin. Option three, this one doesn't involve land, and instead of telling you, let me just roll the tape.
Jesus Christ, does that ship even fly? What's the delta V on that piece of garbage? If you had any more lean, you're gonna blind mission command. Why are the frames dropping?
Scary.
A group of most maidenless Kerbals. And by maidenless, I mean no hoes. Maidenless Kerbals. I mean no hoes. No hoes. No hoes. No hoes. No hoes. No hoes. Out.
Oh, God. My favorite spacecraft that I ever built took me to the moon. it took me to the moon. And then I thought, why don't I go back? Why don't I send another crew back and do some more science experiments on the moon? It's a different part of the moon. The second I hit the throttle on the engine, it broke the whole damn thing in half. Just broke it in half. And the top half stayed on the ground while the bottom half rocketed towards the stratosphere. And no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, I could never get that bitch to work again. It was good for one launch, and that's all it was ever good for. No matter what I did, I could not get that thing to get off the ground and into space again. It simply broke apart on launch, or in the upper stratosphere, every single time. Like it was mocking me and my failures. It was completely dismissive of my pain, poor pugs. I'm gonna head out from here. Check out Fleekazoid. More of his links are gonna be in the description down below. Check out me. Same thing. I have a cat. Hold on. What are you doing here? What is it? Come here. Ow.
Kitty wants love.
If you do not hit subscribe, the cat will be sad. Do you want the cat to be sad? No?
War from cat.
She's burned. Later, war pugs.